welcome back to Refining the Fire. My name is Tracy Renee. I pray that you guys are blessed on today. And I have a dream that I would like to share with you guys. So it was Thursday, May 13th, and I wrote this about 8:31 a.m. And it says, I don't know if I was asleep or awake. I believe I was somewhere in between the two. But for now, let's just call this a dream. In this dream, I was standing outside of these white doors, and on the right side of these doors was a green bell. I looked around, but no one was around. The place I was standing in was empty. I was alone. Then I heard this voice say, "Come in, or you can enter." Then I pressed the green button and entered inside. There were two lanes, one for entering and one for exiting, I suppose. But the height of the space or lane was so small, and the path was like a slope, kind of like hills and valleys. So I got down on my knees and I began crawling forward. Then I got to a certain point that looked like I could go no further. It looked like a roller coaster path. I could not figure out how I was going to keep going. I started thinking maybe I was supposed to drive into this path in something like a go-kart or a car or something like that. I started getting nervous, and then I saw these windows on the opposite side where the exiting path was, and I called out to get the people's attention that were inside. I asked them, how do I continue forward? The lady in the booth seemed a little unsure herself, but she giggled and said, "You're supposed to drive in. You have to go back out and come back in with a car." She told me to come over to the other side and come out, but when I leaned over, the path back looked even worse. It actually looked dangerous. So I told her I was just going to turn around on the side I was in and go back through the doors. And that's what I did. Once I went back through the doors, the entire room was filled with people. Most of them were laughing at me, and a relative was in front with her hand on her face, just shaking her head in embarrassment. Some people were looking at me like I had did the dumbest thing possible. It was so much talk and conversation about what I should have did or could have did before going inside. But all I could remember is, but where were all of you when I first got here to the door? It almost felt like they were somewhere hiding and watching, trying to see what I would do. And now that they thought I had made an error, they were there to point it out. I remember not feeling embarrassed at all, but just feeling like I had made the wrong decision by turning back. I felt closer to my destination while inside than I did with these people. Then I woke up. Later I heard these words, "You are wiser now." Listen, this don't even really need interpretation, do it, y'all. But, the Lord gave me some interpretation on this, and he gave it to me like in titles. And this is the interpretation. Stay on your knees. Pray and seek the Lord. Stay in position and don't turn back. Okay, let me repeat that. Okay, stay on your knees, y'all. Pray and seek the Lord. Stay in position and don't turn back. Okay, the key points in the scriptures that he gave me relating to this dream was Lot's wife in Genesis 19, where she turned around, and I believe she turned into a pillar of salt. So, we don't want to do that. We don't want to become like Lot's wife. And he also gave me straight is the gate and narrow is the way. And that's found in Matthew 17:13-14. And it actually reads, "Enter by the narrow gate, for wide is the gate and broad is the way that leads to destruction. And there are many who go in by it. Because narrow is the gate and difficult is the way which leads to life. And there are few who find it." He also gave me there is a way that seems right, which is in Proverbs 14:12. There is a way that seems right to a man, but its end is the way of death. And I just had these few words written down in relation to this dream that I wanted to share with y'all, because I don't want to be before you too long. But When you've come to a place of difficulty and it seems like you can go no further, sometimes the worst thing you can do is start asking people for answers. People will answer you from a place of their own understanding, but because they are not on the same journey as you and don't have the same calling or purpose, they see your situation through a certain lens, a lens that's filled with their own insecurities and fears. This is why it's so important to seek the Father first. The same voice that told me to enter in would have been the same voice with the answer on how to continue forward. John chapter 10:4 reads, "And when he brings out his own sheep, he goes before them, and the sheep follow him, for they know his voice." When we allow doubt and fear to creep into our thoughts, we tend to try to gain understanding through logic and people. Isaiah 55:8, "For my thoughts are not your thoughts, nor are your ways my ways, says the Lord." Your naysayers have no clue what is up ahead in your life because God has not revealed it unto them. They had no clue about what was going on in times past either. If they did, they would have spoken about it. These people will pretend like they have all the answers when in fact they are clueless about not only your journey but their own. Ignore them and keep moving forward. A lot of these people will still be standing in the same spot they were in when God pours out his blessings upon you. And I can guarantee you they will have some other stuff to say, and then the laughing will cease. When in doubt, stay on your knees and pray and ask God for his wisdom about your situation. I want to give y'all some scriptures about wisdom, okay? Because this is what we need in this hour. I'm going to Proverbs chapter 3:13-14. I'm about to wrap it up. It says, "Happy is the man who finds wisdom and the man who gains understanding. For her proceeds are better than the profits of silver, and her gain than fine gold." James 1:5 also says, "If any of you lacks wisdom, let him ask of God, who gives to all liberally and without reproach, and it will be given to him." And Proverbs 2:6 says, "For the Lord gives wisdom. From his mouth come knowledge and understanding." So it's God that gives us wisdom. That's where the wisdom's going to come from. That's where the answers are going to come from. It's not going to come from people. I mean, a lot of people mean well. You know, this is what I see a lot in my own life. A lot of people mean well. They really do. They love you. They care about you. But they really sometimes have no idea what they're talking about. They just have no clue. So sometimes the worst thing we can do is go to people for answers. We have to go to God. We have to trust that God knows best. And sometimes the best thing to do is just keep your mouth closed and just seek God in prayer. Right now is crucial. It looks like, like, is God going to come through? Because he said this, but right now it's looking like this. Don't take your eyes off God, okay? You on the water. You already stepped out. You already done got on the water. You already halfway there. So this is not the time to start getting like looking back or asking people, wait, what am I supposed to be walking on water? Yes. Okay. Because God says so. Keep walking and keep your eyes on him. Okay. If you have questions, we have a Father in heaven. We have a Father that's walking with us, alongside us. All we have to do is ask. And sometimes he might say, wait. Sometimes he might say, just trust me. And I really, honestly, y'all, I think that's what it's really about. This is all about trust. That's all. It's almost like he's purposely, like, I'm not going to say too much. Like, he's giving us confirmation after confirmation after confirmation. Okay. That he's doing. Okay. So we know we on the right path, but it's not looking right. And it's like, just trust me. Do you trust me? Or you going to try to figure this out on your own? So don't start asking people. Don't start looking to other people. Just keep your eyes on God. We need more prayer, and we need to be really just engulfed in the Father's love right now. This is what we need. We don't need to get in our own thoughts and in our own minds. We need to be spending time with the Father. And that's all I have. I pray that you guys continue to stay blessed, continue to stay encouraged. We're almost there, okay? Listen, y'all, we almost there. Though I just got this feeling in my spirit. It's certain people, and y'all know who y'all are. we almost there. We almost there. So just hold on. And continue to like, comment, subscribe. Click on that notification bell so you can be notified when I post a new video. I love y'all. Continue to be blessed. And I'll see you guys on the next one. Bye.